Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream, and I'm going to do your June the 13th spiritual principle a day in a meditation. I hope that you're doing well this morning. I've had better mornings, but we are going to plug through here. All right. The title of this meditation is Humility Opens Us Up to Support. It's a tremendous struggle for most of us to stop relying on our own thinking and begin to ask for help. But when we do, we have begun to practice the principle of humility found in the second step. That comes from the NA Step Working Guide, Step 2, Spiritual Principles. Before recovery, pride, ego, and denial were essential to our survival. They allowed us to fake a fierce sense of independence. These powerful defects of character can be real stumbling blocks to our recovery. Left unchecked, they can lead to what some have called superhero syndrome, the belief that we can and must do everything on our own. This can be a very lonely place, separated from the God of our understanding and other addicts in recovery. It can be so easy for us to encourage our friends and sponsees to reach out to others for help, only to find ourselves stuck in our own self-centered thinking. In the second step, we begin to build a belief system and come to understand that two of us together represent a power greater than any of us on our own. In our active addiction, many of us perceived asking for help as a form of weakness, but we learn to be vulnerable enough to ask for support and find strength in this surrender. For many of us, the sponsorship relationship is where we learn to trust someone and reach out when we are in need. Something clicks into place when we realize that we are not giving up our independence or problem-solving abilities by simply asking others to be there for us. Whether it is a shoulder to cry on, experience with a commitment, or learning how to do our own laundry, we all need a little help sometimes. One addict shared, as I practice humility and become open to the support of others, my relationships become increasingly authentic. When we can let go of the ideal that our way is the only way, then we can find some comfort in knowing that we are not alone in this process. People can and will help us. All we have to do is ask. Even though it can feel like an attempt to climb Mount Everest, I will continue to reach out and let another member help me to consider a perspective besides my own. Well, let's take a moment of silence followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Humility opens up support. I really like how this member here indicates that when they practice humility and become open to the support of others, that their relationships become increasingly authentic. I like that. I like that a lot because I think that authenticity, right? Genuineness, honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness, these are all spiritual concepts that are incorporated into authenticity. The ability to be oneself and the ability to allow others to be themselves. It's very, I would say, detrimental to one's mental health to feel that they are alone or that they have all the answers. And a lot of times I really don't think it is that we believe we have all the answers as much as it is that It's hard to say or to admit that I need help. I think that's the bigger issue. I don't believe I have all the answers, but I may definitely struggle with tapping someone else's shoulder and say, "Can you help me with this?" But here they use the concept of even doing laundry, learning how to do your own laundry. Every child, pretty much at some point in time, is going to be taught by a parent or a caregiver how to do their own laundry. This is the button you push for white clothes. This is the button you push for dark clothes. This is the button that you push for um, those items that are, more delicate than others. And this is how much soap you use. And it goes on, right? How to dry after that, what temperature to use for certain types of clothing. Most of us listening today can remember that there was a time we did not know how to do our own laundry. But today we can't imagine anyone needing to do it for us because it's something that we remember how to do very well. We all need help at some point in time, and the ability to open one's mouth in a spirit of humility and ask for support or ask for help is where we're trying to go with this meditation today. So today, let's walk away from this meditation with it in mind that even though it may seem daunting sometimes, it compares it to climbing Mount Everest. Daunting to ask for help. But when we do, we can embark on authentic relationships because relating, right? The going back and forth between two people in a positive, upbuilding manner, right? Means that I'm able to let you know where I'm at. And not every day is a good day. I'm going to need to rely on you. I'm going to need to lean onto your shoulder sometimes. But my commitment with that is that I will also be there for you. Now, that is an authentic relationship and one worth having. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. I'm going to be ending the podcast for now, but I want in the meantime, till we join together again tomorrow morning, I want for you to have a beautiful day on purpose, and I intend to talk to you soon.